Hi everyone and welcome. This video is for Yvonne from My Little Smarty Pants, and she asked about what kind of paper you use for doing ATC cards. So for papers, there's a lot of papers that you can save up and use. Now I'm going to be using this video as well for the art camp, so if you have any of this paper that you can save and you can reuse and recycle, start saving it up. So Yvonne, the first paper I am going to show you is just a box. So pretty much your cereal boxes, anything that comes in a box, you can save. I always save these because these are really good as far as like the same texture as a cardstock. So when you do your art projects or you do your cards, it's a little bit more sturdy. So what I usually do is I'll cut off the sides and I will just keep pretty much the actual square that's here. Then I'll just stack them up and keep them that way. That way I have different sizes to use. Let me put this on the floor. Another thing that I use for backing is dictionary pages. I just bought this at Dollar Tree. My kids don't use it anymore, and you know, dictionaries usually sometimes get old and out of style and stuff like that. So it's not bad to pick one of these up and just use the pages up as you do your art projects. I also went to my library, and they have those sales yearly where they start throwing away stuff. So I picked up this beautiful book. So when you guys check for books, this one's all about flowers. So as you can see, it's got beautiful pages of flowers. And I will use those pages. I can either make envelopes with it or just cut pieces of it to use for an actual card size. So if you see any books like this or anything that looks beautiful as a page, you can use that as well. The envelope that I was talking about when you do your pages, I've had this. As you can see, it's a cereal box. So what I did was I opened up an envelope and I put numbered, you know, where the top of the envelope was, the size and things like that, so that when I fold it up and make another envelope, I fold it right and glue it where it's supposed to be. So you can use the cereal boxes to measure, and you know. Another thing is magazines. Everybody has magazines. Sometimes you can go even to your doctor's office and ask them if they're throwing away magazines. I got these from when I was working in the nursing home, and they used to come in with magazines all the time and try to throw them out. So I keep them. Magazines are great for a lot of projects. So that's another thing that if you have around, try to save some for summer camp. And now I'm going to show you a little bit about what I've done with some of those papers so you can see. This is a paper that is actually a lunch bag. So as you can see, I've actually done different things on it and actually changed the paper to be different. Now this paper, I can tear it up, use little pieces of it, or actually use it completely like this and then finish off and do something else with this backing. And it's changed the actual lunchbox. Another thing that you might not think of, this is a drawing my kids have done. So as you can see, it used to be a bigger paper, but I've taken like little pieces of it and I've used it for other things. And this was when my son was just doodling. He wasn't really doing anything but just, you know, putting color on a paper. So that's what I did with that one. Excuse me, I'm getting a cold. Another thing is, excuse me, wax paper. As you can see, you can do the same thing for wax paper. So what I did first for the wax paper, I use it instead of using a newspaper. Sometimes when you're doing art projects with your children, you just put it, you know, down and they'll just do their art, and they're actually dropping paint on it and things like that. Keep it, because you can use it for a lot of things. As you can see here, I have different paints on it. This is just another paper that got stuck to it while we were doing a different project. And then you pretty much use stamps or doodads, stencils, things like that, and you create a different kind of paper. So that's another idea. This is a printout that I made. It's another piece of paper that printed out, and instead of me throwing it away, I'm not going to throw it away and waste it. So pretty much it becomes backing for them to paint with, or you know, in place of the newspaper or the wax paper, and it creates a different thing. Now this is a design, and I can use this and just create something else on it. Makes another backing. This is another page, and it came from a book. As you can see, it's one of those seek and find books. These are great to find. It's kind of like even wallpaper. You can use these to actually cut yourself a card, and you will have already a backing, and you just add to it. So that is another thing to use. Another drawing that my child made, and like I said before, you take this and you make it into a different craft, a different art. And this one is done actually on cardstock. So that is another paper that you can have to do art with and different projects. And when you actually do a card or ATC, cardstock is a great thing to have, but you do not need it. If you do not have cardstock, use regular printer paper, and you just back it up with a cereal box. You just glue it on. I will show you all these techniques in your art camp when you guys start doing you know, the ATC cards. Another thing that a lot of people don't think about, these are gift, you know, those greeting cards and things like that people send to each other. You see them, sometimes you see them in flea markets and yard sales, thrift stores, and you can buy a whole bunch of them for like $1. Grab them. You can use it for all kinds of things. You can actually fuzzy cut the pictures out. And if you do not know what fuzzy cut is, it's plain, it's mainly taking scissors and actually getting as close as you can to the actual picture and cutting it completely where you do not see the white part of it. And then you just take that design and actually glue it somewhere else or do another craft with it. So that's another thing. It's a gift card. And then I'm going to show you what I did. This is actual cardstock. As you can see, it has plenty of designs on it. If I want it, I can actually use this as a painting or whatever I want it to do with it. It's got different designs because I do different things on it. And this is just when I use my jelly plate, I just waste my paint on pieces of paper so that I don't have to throw them away. So I can use them later for something else. So that's another thing. And then this is another paper, and it's actually cardstock again. And what I have done, as you can see, is different kinds of paper that have just been Mod Podged on here. So all you do is use a bottle of Mod Podge or make it yourself, and you just glue pretty much different kinds of paper. As you can see, there's newspaper, there's gift wrap, there's magazines, there's napkins, like birthday napkins and things like that. Start taking them, start saving them, you know, instead of throwing them out, just do something else with it. Now, I want to show you the actual size of an ATC. So you take this whole paper. As you can see the lines, the sizes are a size of a baseball card. So a paper like this should make you about, I usually get like 9 cards out of here. So like if considering I already did all this design on it, what I do is I take the back and I'll trace my template, because I have a template for it, and I'll trace it all on here, and then what I do is I cut. So when I cut all of these squares out or rectangles out, I have already a back for my ATC cards, which then, you know, you do other designs to add to that card. Here's another card that I've made, and it's another ATC, and these are just made with paints, and it's just a cardstock. See, but there's like different designs. And then this is a plain card that I wanted to show you. So they're it's about the same size. You can also use these as a backing or as the actual card. You just have to completely, you know, if you want to not use anything that has to do with the card, you can just completely take this, remove this off, and use the card itself. And I can show you how to do that later if you would like to learn. Then we have these pocket sleeves. So these pocket sleeves, if you can get yourself some, are great, because when you do your art, you do not want anything to happen to it, and you pretty much just put your art away. And then I usually place these on just the regular binder that you can find like at a Dollar Tree. So pretty much you just put your cards in there. So there's all kinds of paper. Anything that's paper you can use for your ATC. For your cards. I'm going to show you now a few of mine that I have done, that I have in my binder, just so you can see different styles that you can do. I don't have most of mine. I've traded them, and I still have some that I gotta send away, which I should be getting this done soon. Anyways, here's mine. So this is Hello Kitty, and I've done different things. This is just a piece of paper rolled up. It's got jewels on it. It has plaster from the walls that I used as a design. As you can see here, there's googly eyes. This doggy is actually a card from Valentine's. So you can see here's a sticker. So you can use stickers for your cards. This is like pictures from magazines. This was just paintings and drawings that I just did on regular cardstock paper, and then I backed it up with a manila file just to make it sturdy. As you can see, this one's actually a card, and that's where she's at. And then we have these. This little elephant was completely made from plaster that I used for the wall, and he's protected in the sleeve, so it's good to keep him in there. Then you have this one, and it has lace and stickers and those little jewel things that you get. There's a way for you guys to do all this things where you print them out and you can pass them on that way. Flowers that you get from Walmart. This is a different type of design where the flower is actually in. It's got like a keyhole inside your page and different papers. Here's a puzzle piece that you should you can also save. And as you can see, this is a page, and it looks like a fishbowl, and he's behind actually that page. So this is like a 3D type of thing. And last is this page, and as you can see, this green part back here, this is a napkin from birthday parties. More cards that I have cut out and fuzzy cut. As you can see, the flowers. Same here, this is a 3D magazine piece. There's my doggy, and same thing. He's got plaster in the back and pages that I've cut out. This is actually paint chips that I've cut into book marks. Then we have this one, and it's just strips of, as you can see, an envelope, music note sheet. This is actually crayon melt and tape and your stamps. Keep those. If you're planning on doing cards, it's great to keep your stamps. It's great to keep your tapes, your glittery, I forgot what they're called. Same here. These are little jewels, beads. As you can see, these are all different things that you can actually do. Valentine's again, jewels, like beads. This one's done with different pieces of paper that I just cut. And same thing here. And then these you can print, make a sheet and print any words that you want to have, you know, that you think are nice quotes and things like that. But they have to be like really miniature. And basically that's it. As you can see, people send me envelopes or things like that, and I decorate the envelope as well. You can spray paint it, whatever you want to do to it to just finish off a design and actually use it for your card later. There's different things that you can do, and in this art camp I will show you different techniques, and if it goes well, I'm planning on just keeping it going and just doing a technique a week. Depends how well it does. Anyways, I hope this helped you out. If you have any other questions, do let me know down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I get it. So anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.